course, this vehicle is from those rather clever people at Renault, the people who credit themselves with inventing the people mover, although I'm sure the chaps at Chrysler would have a thing or two to say about that. But nonetheless, the Scenic was always going to be something very different, and it hasn't let you down. It's packed with a whole host of innovations, not least of which is the rather alarming number of secret cubby holes and storage places, one of which is neatly tucked down here. Now, the only thing I can see with all these is that it could be a problem remembering where you've stashed all your stuff. There are airline-style tables that fold up from the back of the front seats, and they come complete with the good old cup holders. And each of these 3 seats in the back can be taken out to give you more space. They all also move around independently and have their own 3-point seat belts, which means, of course, an end to the squabbles over which of your 3 kids has to sit on the lumpy bit in the middle. In fact, this centre seat can even fold down to become a table, or if you want to take it out completely, you can replace it with a locker or even a portable fridge. But hey, if you've got a fridge on board, then surely you'll be needing a PowerPoint. What do you mean? Like this one, just down here. A car that's really thought of absolutely everything. Yes, there are floor pockets, door pockets, map pockets, every conceivable kind of pocket. Perhaps this is Renault's idea of a game for the kids on a long journey. Forget spot how many red cars you pass. Let's play spot the number of pockets in the Scenic. In the 2 weeks that I've been driving this vehicle, there is just one thing that has driven me absolutely mad. You come to it laden with bags, with all your gear that you load in because there's lots of space for all that. And then you come to start it. Key in the ignition and off you go. But no, you don't, because this clever immobiliser kicks in after you've had the vehicle unlocked for just 60 seconds. So you have to do this, lock it again, unlock it again, and then you start it, and finally you can set off. Now, I know it's meant to be a security vehicle, but somehow it makes me feel as if it's protecting the vehicle from me. In a world where we like our vehicles to fit comfortably into a certain category so we know just what it is that we're driving, the Renault Scenic has a class all of its own. It's not quite MPV, but not quite family car. But thankfully I can tell you that the Scenic shares its driving characteristics with a car rather than with an MPV. Now, this is the 2-litre petrol version, and it's really quite nippy and agile. It gets in and out of traffic around town without any problems, it has good acceleration, and it cruises quite comfortably out on the motorway as well. The Scenic steering is extremely light, and there is a hint of understeer as you hit some corners. You know, I have to say that for me the steering is too light. But I suppose that if you've been out all day and you're carrying heavy shopping bags and tired children, which, let's remember, this is what this vehicle is designed for, then something with steering as light as this might be quite welcome. As with everything else, the interior is also extremely well thought out. It's functional and everything laid out just where you'd like it to be. My only gripe really is the handbrake, which is a little bit awkward to reach. You've got to remember that the Scenic was designed to get you, your family and all the clutter you carry around with you from A to B in relative ease and comfort. And it really does just that. It's extremely easy to drive, and in no time at all you will feel comfortable behind the wheel. Don't let the size put you off, because it really isn't a problem. It's extremely easy to park, extremely easy to drive. The only thing I would say is that you do experience a fair amount of body roll, which is quite normal for a vehicle of this height and this weight. If you haven't experienced it before, it will seem a little bit strange, but don't let it worry you. You soon become used to it, and trust me, driving it is really not a problem. Now, it may drive more like a car than an MPV, but thankfully it's got a lot of the features that we love so much about the MPVs. It has this wonderful high driving position. You're sat up here on the road and you can see everything around you. It also feels extremely light and airy, and there's loads of space, another thing that you get from an MPV. Now, these two factors, when combined, means that you have a lovely position behind the wheel, and visibility is absolutely excellent. And that's not only very good for the driver, but also good for the passengers, and particularly the kids that are stuck in the back seat on those long journeys. So yes, I have to say, the Scenic is one beauty that really deserves the accolades bestowed upon it. It claims to be an activity vehicle, and that it certainly is. But you know, it may be packed with every conceivable gadget and gizmo, but for me it's missing the ultimate 90s accessory. A big fluffy dog and a couple of kids.